Here's the deal. So he is the founder and the CEO of Merchant Mastery. He's an award-winning e-commerce sales expert, entertainer, instructor, as well as a world-famous speaker. He helps Shopify stores master sales positioning. His agency, which was Digital Marketers 2022 Digital Marketing Agency of the Year. His e-commerce mentorship program, Merchant Mastery, was the best-selling e-commerce training platform on Thinkific in 2022. I literally had to write myself notes because he's got so much stuff going on. He's hosted over 20 Shopify sales boot camps all over the North America. He's presented at TNC, AdWorld, Ecom World, Retail Success, Affiliate Summit, and so many more. Will you guys please, huge applause, let's bring him to the stage, Mr. Scott Cunningham. Awesome, Scott, right, take it away.
Thank you so much. Oh, you got the clicker?
Oh, I'll bring it up.
Okay. All right, what's up, everybody? Hey, raise your hands right now if you work on an e-commerce store. Holy smokes, I'm surprised you guys came to an e-commerce presentation. I think you're in the right place. Raise your hands if you work on somebody else's e-commerce store. A lot of you. Raise your hands right now if it's going really well, like things have reached the height of where you could go. Yeah? Succeeding? What are some of the big issues with growing an e-commerce store right now in 2024? Acquisition cost. Did anybody see Ryan Dice's presentation earlier on? That's one of the biggest things that drives me nuts is these acquisition costs keep going up, right? And I have people that come to me all the time. Like over this past year, I probably had 200 store owners come to me and say, Scott, Facebook no longer works for my business. And I want to chuckle a little bit because I know Facebook still works. But they go and try TikTok, thinking that that's going to solve their sales problem. And guess what? That doesn't work. So then they go and try YouTube, doesn't work. Google doesn't work. Snapchat doesn't work. And they become channel chasers. And it drives you nuts. Does anybody know what this feeling's like of being a channel chaser? Raise your hand if you've had that. Okay? The good news is, I don't want anybody to be a channel chaser. You could do extraordinarily well on just one platform. For us, we do a lot of advertising on TikTok and Snapchat and Google and Instagram and everywhere. Meta is probably our biggest platform that we advertise on, right, Bill? Meta is still the biggest. So when people tell me that Facebook isn't working, I want to say BS to that. Because I know it's working, I have the data. All right, but the good news is, to get success on Facebook or any platform, it's not about trying to force Facebook to do better, force Shopify to do better. We need to do better with our positioning. And I'm talking about the way that we communicate our products to our customers. If we did a really good job of communicating our products to our customers, any channel could help us sell, right? We could sell face-to-face on people. We could be selling as we're walking through Traffic and Conversion Summit if we're really good at positioning our products. And that's what I'm going to be helping you with today. Is anybody here ready to take some notes? I was expecting it to be quiet. Okay, but I am telling you that I am going to walk you through a formula that you can actually implement on your store. Now raise your hands if you do not work in e-commerce. Okay, I have some good news for the 10 of you who raise your hand too. You can use this positioning on your business as well. It's not specifically exclusive to e-commerce. Obviously, I'm an e-commerce nerd, so I use it for e-commerce all the time. But I am one of the mentors in Digital Marketers Mastermind, M3. Everybody heard Ryan Dice talking about M3 earlier? I'm one of the mentors in M3, and I've helped a lot of businesses fix their positioning with the same formula. You guys want to get into it? Yeah. Can I get a little woo? Woo? All right, they told me back there that I wouldn't get a lot of people engaging when I asked for a woo. You guys are proving them wrong. I like that. Okay, they said that this is a serious group. It's the smart marketing people. They're not taking notes. They're just taking screenshots and writing their laptops. But I heard a bunch of people giving me a woo, and I appreciate you for that. Okay, so today, we're going to go through a few things. You're going to learn how to use this simple 5-ingredient positioning formula that you're going to be able to apply to any channel that you use. You're going to create high-converting content on your website, on your homepage, product pages, in your emails, and in your ads. And it's really, really easy to implement. Showing you a real-world case study of how we scaled a Shopify store from scratch, using this formula, as well as a free theme on Shopify. I wanted to make it really hard. I wanted to prove that as long as we have a good formula, we don't need to worry about a fancy website. So we used a free Shopify theme. We used photos and videos from a cell phone, and we used our good old friend ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we scaled this store to 60 grand in 6 months. And this same formula is at the heart of every campaign we work on and helped us generate over $150 million last year for Shopify stores. So you're going to be able to use that formula. Okay, you're going to walk away with a plan to implement the formula, which is going to be the key to unlocking your growth. And you're going to learn how to supercharge the formula using multiple ChatGPT prompts. And I guarantee you right now that if you adopt this formula, this is a bold statement. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. You're never going to have a tough time coming up with content ever again. Does anyone think I'm BSing right now, or does that sound pretty good? Can I get a woo? Woo! All right. I love you guys. All right. Okay, so the problem is I work with a lot of Shopify stores. Okay? Anybody brand new? Is your Shopify store new? Like you haven't got a lot of sales from it yet? Okay, we have a saying back here. We have a saying, if you build it, they likely will not come. Do we know this to be true? We're a bunch of smart marketing people here. I expect that you guys would know this to be true. So what do we got to do? We got to go out there and get customers, which is a big pain in the butt because it's expensive. But the other problem is that customer acquisition costs are rising. Yet everyone thinks a new channel is going to save their sales problem. I already told you, don't become a channel chaser. Now raise your hand if you felt stuck trying to crack this expensive acquisition problem. Anybody not feeling stuck? You just cracked it and you're doing amazing? So you felt stuck? Kind of like this? Okay? You put so much effort, resources, time, energy into fixing your ads, and you're this big old cow who gets stuck on this railing, and you give a moo. Can I get a moo? Man, you guys love it. All right. So the path forward is we need to understand our customers better if we want to win their attention and ultimately win the sale. To get unstuck, it's not about getting hung up on the tactics and the channel. It's about getting hung up on our customer and their nuances and their desires and their pain points and speaking to them in a way that nobody else does. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay? We need to fix ultimately how we pitch our products to our customers, not chase more channels. Okay, one quick slide here about me. Casey already did a really good job of introing me. I did receive an award for Digital Marketer in 2022 at Traffic and Conversion Summit for Agency of the Year. That was pretty cool. Our agency does some awesome work. We also have a mentorship program called Merchant Mastery. You heard Casey talk about that. Okay, we host a lot of Shopify meetups all over the place. We're hosting one in Vegas next week. We're hosting one in San Diego on the 23rd. We pretty much spend our time traveling around hosting fun meetups with Shopify merchants. Okay, most recently, we were out in, where is this? Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary. I'm a Canadian. We're going to give our Canadians some love too. Canadian love? Yeah, we're out in Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver. Okay. Now, the truth is, to have this best-selling course and an award-winning agency, what do you need? You need to be able to predictably provide results for Shopify stores over and over again. I got really hung up on that. I've had an agency for over 10 years. And I feel like when I started my agency, I was like, I'm a digital tactician. Whatever you need. SEO, PPC, Elemental P, I could probably do it. I could probably figure it out. And it sucked, because I wouldn't get repeatable results for people. So I niched down my focus and I said, what do I love more than anything? I love e-commerce. I love online retail. And I'm going to obsess about this, and I'm going to make sure that if we have an agency, we're not just people out there getting vanity metrics and no impact. We're going to help people actually get results. So we tripled down on this. And at Merchant Mastery, which is a best-selling mentorship program, we've helped a lot of people. This is a little screenshot from June, who started a slime company selling slime. Not to kids, to adults. Some like ASMR stuff. But she's like, wow, I just got to 10K. Okay, Karen, she has a woman's boutique, and she had nothing before. She was just determined. She was like, I need to do this for my business. And she joined this mentorship program. She got to 10K a month, and then she hit 20 and 30 and on and on. Okay, right here's an example of another member at Merchant Mastery, Claire. She sells natural deodorant and natural bug spray. When I met her, she was doing a few $1,000s a month selling at farmers markets most of the time. We helped her get to $91,000 in a month. Okay? Sam, one of my other favorite merchants who I've worked closely with, she lives in Australia. She sells dice to Dungeons and Dragons nerds. 100 grand she hit with her store. I love Dungeons and Dragons nerds, by the way. Nerds are my favorite people. But she built a $100,000 a month store selling dice to people in Australia. Okay? Now look at this one here. This is one of my favorite people I've ever had the opportunity to work with and meet and know. Her name is Val. Okay? And I met Val when I was in Las Vegas a year ago. I was at Affiliate Summit. We were hosting a Shopify meetup. And Val had been working on her business for many, many years before we met. She had tried different products. She had repivoted her business. She was very determined. And when she met me, she said, Scott, I'm going to hit $1 million this year. Whew! I was taken aback because she was only doing like between 10 and 20 grand a month. I'm going to do $1 million. And she said to me, Scott, I'm going to get from $10,000 to $20,000 a month to 60 by June. She got to 60 by March. And guess what, folks? Val is here right now. Val is sitting right over here in the brown jacket. Give it up for Val. Okay? And Val did hit $1 million. And we're 1 week into January, and she's 4,300% up from last January. She just sent me a text about that this morning. Pretty cool. Yeah, give it up for Val. That's awesome. A couple more. Francesca. I love this. Francesca and her mom own a business selling fine silk men's accessories, pocket squares, neckties, scarves. And when I met them, it was a similar story. They'd been wholesaling, and they're like, you know what? I'm ready to quit the business. I don't know if we could keep doing this. Francesca is Elizabeth's daughter. She gets laid off during lockdown. And she's like, Mom, I'm going to join the family business. Mom's like, okay, great. We don't have much money to go around, but let's do it. Let's do it. Francesca is brilliant. She's driven. And she comes in this mentorship program. She goes from like 5 grand a month to 10 to 20 to 50. And then she sends me this message right here, and she's like, oh my goodness, everybody, I hit $100,000 a month. And when I met Scott, he said we would hit it this year, and neither of us believed him. Okay? And I knew that they were going to do it because I could see all the ingredients were in the right place. Fast forward to November, 2 months ago, she hit $286,000. Can we give it up for Francesca and Elizabeth here too? That's pretty good. Okay, and last little slide here. Obviously, we do have an award-winning agency. So I know I'm talking about a lot of the mentorship, but at Socialite, we have an award-winning agency. We help businesses go from 100 grand a month to $1 million a month. And this is where we get a lot of the strategies that I'm going to be teaching you today. Okay? So it's safe to say we got a secret formula. It's been working really well. We've helped produce over $150 million for Shopify stores last year alone. And I'm going to be sharing this 5-part positioning formula with you so you can make your products irresistibly attractive to your customers and generate more sales. Cool? Who's ready for the 5-ingredient offer stack formula? All right. Okay, you're going to use this on your channels, okay? So this is a story about a business called Reed's Italian Dressing. It's a pretty emotional, sad story. Leslie and John took over this business from their father, who had passed away from COVID. Okay, and it was really, honestly touching. She found us and she said, Scott, my dad had built this legacy business. He founded it in '71. He sold in all these grocery stores. He'd started on Shopify, and they're doing less than $1,000 a month. I don't want to let it go. So I want to learn how to do this from you. So she starts getting mentored by us, and she calls me like a month later in tears, because she's like, Scott, this is too hard. Like, my dad had the ambition and the desire to learn all this online tactical stuff. I don't know what to do. And I looked at her business and I was like, show me some testimonials. How much do people like your products? Because this is the key. This is the key. I needed to know that she had validation, that some customers in the world were obsessed with her product. And she shows me this picture that a customer sent to her, and it's a photo of her sneaking in Italian's Reed dressing into the Olive Garden. Okay? I knew right then that she was oozing with validation. And now I start getting really overly confident that we could scale this company, no problemo. So I say to her, okay, well, why don't you hire our agency at a pretty good rate, and we'll feature you in our training. So we're going to show the whole community how we can scale you with a really simple framework. We're going to use a free theme. We're going to use cell phone photos and videos. We're going to use ChatGPT. and we're going to show everybody in our community how to do it. Are you guys down with that? What do you think they said? Of course they're down to do that, right? So they basically had this Microsoft Word-looking website on the left when I met them. Does that look like a website or a Microsoft Word doc? Okay, and they're doing about $1,000 a month in September 22. We implement this training that I'm going to be giving to you, this offer stack formula. We get them to 60,000 per month by March, and we wanted to keep going. We wanted to go to 100, 200, Shopify Plus. That was our plan. But we completely broke their fulfillment. I laugh because it's one of those good problems to have. They had to rush on getting the products made, and an entire big expensive batch exploded in their warehouse. So we had to kind of like put the brakes on it. But we're able to get them that steady, consistent, predictable growth. And it looked like this, right? Not doing much on Shopify, just steady, steady growth. And I'm literally going to be showing you exactly how you can get this kind of growth with this formula. All right, again, we use free Shopify themes, cell phone, videos, and photos, and ChatGPT for the website copy. Okay, so offer stack ingredient number 1. Remember I said at the start of this talk, we need to understand our customers better. Ingredient number 1 is all about your customer and not about you. It's not about you at all. And this is a big mistake, is that it's so tempting to talk about ourselves in our marketing. Our product's so great. It does so many amazing things. It's made from all of these different ingredients. And we want to talk about that. But first, we got to qualify that the audience member is a fit for the product. Do they have the pain point? Do they have the desire that we're trying to add in their life? Okay, so the first ingredient is a hook. And I'm going to show you how to create hooks using a tool that I actually learned from Ryan Dice. He has a tool called the before and after grid. And when we build a campaign for a merchant, we have like this 41-point questionnaire process we go to. Everything you know about the customer. Go look at the reviews. Go do some surveys. But this is one of my favorite parts, just the before and after grid. So you got to pick your avatar. Raise your hand again if you have an e-commerce store. Okay, awesome. Does everybody, or actually, sorry, raise it again. And keep it raised if you know who your avatar is, your best customer. Okay, and have you ever created an avatar document for this best customer? And the most important question, have you used it? I don't see any hands. I don't know if you guys just got tired of having your arm up, but it's one of those things where we go through these programs, we go through this training, we build out these avatars, we never use them. I want to put the avatar sheet to work. We're going to put it to work. So with Reed's Italian Dressing, we said, who's your best type of buyer? And they knew right away. It was this guy who loves the steakhouse and wants to create that experience for his friends and family at home in the backyard. So we call this guy Steakhouse Sam. He wants to be the king of the grill. Okay, so pick your avatar. You guys can do this as we go through this presentation today. It'll honestly be helpful. Pick your avatar. And the first thing that we want to do is go through this before and after grid. Before we create the hook, we're going to go through the before and after grid. And as you see on this before and after grid, what are we trying to do? We're trying to paint a picture of what their life is like before buying our product and what their life is like after buying the product. The transformation that they receive by consuming this product. And you'll also notice that there's 5 rows on this before and after grid. That's because the motive of the buyer gets deeper and deeper as we go through each row. So we're going to start with row 1. You literally got to ask yourself, if Steakhouse Sam is not using Reed's Italian Dressing, what alternative product is he using? And what kind of situation does that create for him? And you guys are going to laugh because I'm going to exaggerate the heck out of these answers. But don't forget, $60K a month in less than 6 months. Okay? So the first thing that we ask, what does he have? What does he have before Reed's Italian Dressing? Well, he has a decent collection of store-bought, run-of-the-mill barbecue sauces and seasonings. Average stuff. So you want to think about that right now. In the absence of your product, what is your customer using as an alternative, and what is the situation that creates? Okay, let's go to the next one. So we know that Steakhouse Sam doesn't have the dressing. He has run-of-the-mill options, pretty bland. How does that make him feel? So that's the next thing. What is he using as an alternative that sucks? And how does that sucky thing make you feel as a result? So for him, he's feeling uninspired by the limited flavor profiles he can create with his current ingredients. Essentially, he's uninspired. He's like, okay, well, I have these bland things, not that exciting. I don't think I'm going to blow anyone away. How does that feeling that Steakhouse Sam have impact his average day? Well, he spends his time researching recipes online. He's trying to level up his barbecue game. He's ultimately not inviting people over to his big backyard cookout that he really wanted to do. How does this impact his status? Status is an important one. This is your negative or positive standing in comparison to your peers, friends, family, colleagues. It's literally what people whisper about you when you're not around. Or yell about you when you're not around. But it's what they would say when you're not in the room. So what is his status like? Well, among his friends, he's a good cook, but he's definitely not the undisputed king of the barbecue. Bland barbecue sauces and seasonings. Right? What a guy. What a guy. And then if you think about this status, he's not the undisputed king of the barbecue. What is the worst case scenario that's going to happen to him if he never solves this? Well, he's going to basically succumb to the evil of monotony. He's going to struggle to break free from ordinary barbecue flavors. All because he didn't buy his salad dressing. Can you believe it? Okay. But now, he's smart. He sees an ad that talks to him and it says, you're going to be the undisputed king of the barbecue. This is going to transform you. He goes and buys it. He consumes it. He uses it. He now ascends to this aspirational state. And what does he have now that he's consumed this product and he's bought these products? Well, now he has a versatile, authentic Italian dressing and marinade that he adds to his arsenal. How does that make him feel? He's pumped. He's excited and creative with the new marinade bringing in a unique zing to his grills. How does that impact his average day? Well, he's having people over. He's spending his days experimenting with the Italian dressings and the marinated, elevating his barbecue to new heights. What's his status now? He's become the go-to grill master in his circle, revered for his Italian-infused barbecue ingredients, specialties, okay? His good versus evil. Now, what is the best case scenario that he is going to ascend to, all because he adopted this product? Well, he's going to be triumphant over culinary monotony, saving his barbecue cookouts from the evil of blandness with the Italian dressing and marinade. Okay, so I intentionally showed you this simple example that wasn't that mind-blowing, was it? Okay, I've been working in marketing a long time. I could show you hundreds of before and after grids that are quite compelling. I could show you some remarkable ones, like, I help a business called Ocean Sports. Has anybody seen me talk about a case study with Ocean Sports? Bill, probably? Okay, so this company, Ocean Sports, they're selling wakeboards to families, but who's the best buyer that they're going to sell the wakeboard to? It's the Lake Dad Daryl. So if we were looking at Lake Dad Daryl's before and after grid, before he buys the new wake gear, what does he have? Broken down, old, dusty wakeboards that no one's using. How does it make him feel? Embarrassed and guilty that his kids have to use this garbage. How does that impact his average day? He's not out at the lake. He's not making family memories. Nothing inspiring happening. What is his status? People are going to call him a reclusive neighbor and a loser dad, maybe. But what is the worst case scenario if he doesn't buy the wakeboard gear for his family? His kids grow up on TikTok. Okay? That TikTok ad was by far our highest performing ad. Because if you think about why Lake Dad Daryl would buy, is he going to buy because I say, hey, we got this fiberglass new aluminum technology in the wakeboard that's really cool? Or is he going to respond to something that says, hey, get your kids off TikTok and hit the lake? That is the one that performs better. But I wanted to show you the salad dressing one because I'm going to be giving you some prompts later, and it has to do with that. All right, so now we're ready to create our hooks. So what we're going to do with this before and after grid, we're going to pull out at least 3 hooks from any of the 3 boxes. You could pick more. There was 10 boxes there. You could pick 10 hooks. But the 3 that I liked, based on our answers that we just went through, hook 1, the best Italian dressing you have ever tasted. That came right out of the have category. Hook number 2, ready to impress your guests with a secret ingredient. That came right out of the status box. The last one, add a burst of flavor to your dinners. This comes from the average day. So again, these hooks you might not think are that remarkable, but they are the exact hooks, as you are going to see, that we use in our marketing to generate that sales momentum. Sounding good so far? Get a little woo? All right, I thought you guys were gonna give up on the woos, but okay, good stuff. Okay, so let's look at how we use hooks. Now, the truth is, every example I'm showing you has all 5 ingredients of the offer stack formula. So I'm eventually going to reveal what they all are. But right now, I'm just showing you what the hooks are. So you could see there's a Facebook ad that has a hook. Right at the top in the body copy, it says, want to add a burst of flavor to your dinners? Remember, we just came up with that, with the before and after grid. Right there on the homepage, the best Italian dressing and marinade you've ever tasted. That came right out of the exercise that we just did, the before and after. And then the last one, right on the product page, above the name of the product, we love to put a hook right above the product name. It says, ready to impress your guests with a secret ingredient. Okay, so that's how we would use the hook. Now, I always say, with great power comes great responsibility. I don't always actually say that, but I think Spider-Man does. But it is true. If you have a compelling hook that wins your customers' attention, you better back it up. Because what happens to your customer when you win their attention? They stop what they're doing. They stop scrolling. You rattle them up a little bit. And then they become a detective. And they interrogate the heck out of you like Sherlock Holmes. And they're going to put you under the microscope. And they specifically have 4 lines of questioning that they're going to interrogate you with. And we're going to preempt these objections with the next 4 ingredients of the formula. All right, so let's understand this 4 lines of questioning. So think about it. They just saw an ad that said, ready to impress your guests at the next barbecue cookout. Basically, it's speaking to a pain point. We want them raising their hand saying, yep, that's me. I want to fix that thing. So it serves as a qualifier. They don't yet know what we sell. Ready to impress your guests at a barbecue cookout? Yeah. Okay, you got my attention. You got my attention. I do want to do that. What's the first question they might ask? How? How do you solve that? Okay, so we're going to basically go through this first one here. It says, how can the product or service improve my life? The next ingredient of the formula, ingredient number 2, we call these function attributes. These are the features and benefits of the product. How the product works, how it makes the customer's life better, how it's different than the alternatives, how you store it, how you ship it, the weight, the colors, how long it lasts in the fridge, all the features of your product. And then they're basically like, okay, you got my attention. I get how it works. That sounds pretty different. Okay, there's salad dressing. You don't need to refrigerate it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But it's a value proposition to some buyers. And then they're going to say, okay, you got my attention. I get how it works. What's the next thing they might ask? Who is selling this product? And this next one is all about triggering instant likability and relatability with the shopper. And we do this with what we call brand attributes. So this has a lot to do with your values, your mission, your cause, your vision. My favorite brand attribute is the founder story. We help so many merchants tell their founder story because shoppers like buying from product category nerds. They want to buy from the people who already did the due diligence, searched the world 5 times over for this solution, climbed the highest mountain, swam the deepest ocean, almost drowned, almost failed, got back up, and solved it. And now they're ready to bring this solution to the world. So we like a founder story, instant likability and relatability. Okay, so the next question they're going to ask, right? You got my attention with the hook. I get how it works because of the function attributes. I love this company because of the brand attributes. But is this product legit? So the next one is all about leveraging third-party endorsements. Because we call these influence attributes. And with influence attributes, it's going to be things like customer testimonials, user-generated content. It's going to be awards, certifications, publications you're featured in, how many times you've sold out, how many 5-star reviews you have. We're leveraging third-party endorsements. And the last thing that they're going to ask, based on everything I know about this product in this moment, does the perceived value outweigh the price? So we're ultimately, I call this an offer stack formula, because we're trying to stack so much dang perceived value that the cost of your product is a no-brainer. I can't tell you how many merchants I've worked with who say, I got to drop my price. No, we want to do the opposite. We need to increase your price and increase the perceived value of the product. Val, how many times do we do price increases with all the time? It's like the first thing. You got to increase that price, increase the perceived value. Okay, so with this last ingredient, we call this transaction attributes. And we're going to take away risk or add an incentive to make it really a no-brainer. All right, so this acronym, these 4 ingredients I just walked through, we call these the TBIF value attributes. A good way to remember it is thank Buddha, it's Friday. It actually stands for transaction, brand, influence, and function. And I'm going to show you what those look like. So here's Reed's Italian dressing. You're going to notice these examples are on their website. On the website, you're going to see all of the ingredients everywhere. Okay, so you can see right there, we got a gift with purchase circled, welcome offer, flash sale offers, bundles, or some examples, of the transaction attributes would be like a gift with purchase offer, welcome offer, bundles, threshold rewards, cross-sells, upsells, VIP programs, loyalty programs. Sometimes it's not a discount. Sometimes it's scarcity and urgency, limited time, limited inventory, limited edition, limited quantity. All right? We also use things like your return policy to take away risk. What's your exchange policy? What's your guarantee? What's your warranty, if you have one? Okay, so you could see right on Reed's Italian dressing, we got a few circled here. You could see right at the top left there, they say, what is this one here? Worldwide shipping, free shipping, money back guarantee. They got a bundle. They have a buy now, pay later option. So it's loaded with these transaction attributes. Brand attributes. They talk about a charity that they support. They support an organization called, it has to do with the Twin Towers. So they support families from 9/11. So some proceeds go to that. Then they have a who we are, and it's all about their founder story right on their website. All right? The next one, we have influence attributes. Like I said before, these are things like influencers, reviews, user-generated content, testimonials, social proof, rewards. And you can see right on their website, they list off, as seen in all these grocery stores throughout Colorado, Texas, and Oklahoma. They have customer testimonials all over the place. Okay, and then function attributes, this should be the easiest for people to figure out. It's literally explaining how the product works. And they're going to provide things like recipes, how to use the product, how to pair it, how to marinate. And they got that all listed out there as well. Okay, so this is what you do. This is where we get to a fun little exercise. Remember before, we did the before and after grid, and we came up with a few hooks? You want to come up with as many hooks as you can. But you also want to come up with as many TBIF value attributes as you can. You want to brainstorm at least 3 transaction attributes, 3 brand, 3 influence, 3 function, or more. The goal right now is just to brainstorm as many ideas for each of these categories as you can. Because I can't tell you how many people have felt relief when they've gone through this process and they say, Scott, it's so easy to write an email now. I know how to pull these ingredients together, which I'm going to show you. But you just want to start by brainstorming. You could see right there, in transaction, we just list off all the ideas that you saw on the website. Free shipping over 40. We got a brand attribute, founder story, legacy in a bottle. We got influence attribute, 629 5-star reviews. We have a function attribute. It's perfect for marinating meat. And you can see that we've brainstormed many ideas for each of these categories. All right, now we are ready. We've done the brainstorming. We know the 5 ingredients of the formula. It's the hook, it's the transaction, brand, influence, and function attributes. Now we're going to piece them together. Because the reason this formula is so effective is because founders are really good at selling in person, but they suck capturing that magic online. So if you're talking to a founder in person, any e-com founders over here, right? If you're explaining your product to someone, you got that passion, conviction, subject matter expertise. And I could just see it in your eyes when you're talking about this product. I'm like, I'm sold. Like, I didn't even know I needed this, but I'll buy it. But founders and owners and anybody in their store have a tough time communicating the best attributes and features of the product. So we don't know which combination of these ingredients is going to lead to the most customers saying yes. So what we're going to be doing is making some omelets. Okay, so does anyone bring an apron? Frying pan? We're going to go to the kitchen. Not actually. But this is what we're going to do. We are going to get the apron on. We are going to get the frying pan. And we're going to start mix and matching these ingredients to serve them to our audience. And we do not know which combination of these ingredients our customers are going to like the most. One day we're going to try sausage, onion, mushroom, serve it up. The next day it's going to be bacon, green pepper, and tomato, and serve it up. And we're going to keep serving up these 5 ingredient omelets to figure out which one is the fan favorite. And it's a pretty easy process to go through because it takes so much weight off your shoulders, always trying to come up with something super clever to say. Okay, so this is what you would do. You would piece together a hook, a function, brand, influence, transaction attribute, come up with many different versions of the full 5 ingredients. And when it comes to these 5 ingredients and you're creating your full offer stack, remember this, you don't always need to use all 5 ingredients. When you're getting started, you do. You want to be intentional with it. You want to understand it inside and out, so then you could play with it. But on your website, guess what? You're always going to use the 5 ingredients, all of them, everywhere. On your product page, on your homepage, maybe not the collection page, but product page, homepage, you're using all those ingredients times 10. You're going to be stacking those ingredients like crazy. But if you're going to run an ad, maybe it's going to be 3 ingredients. Maybe it's going to be 5. Maybe it's going to be 2. Emails, purpose of an email is to get a customer to a website. You think we're going to give away the whole 5 ingredients in an email? Not always. Sometimes we might. But we're going to start offer stacking like crazy. We're going to start offer stacking our channels. So you can see right here on the website, we got all the ingredients. We got the hook, best Italian dressing, influence, as seen in all these grocery stores, brand, legacy in a bottle, tells about the founder story. On the other side, we have influence, all those ingredients we brainstormed. It says 600 5-star reviews, free shipping, 10% off, money back guarantee, buy now, pay later, function. We got FAQs, ingredients, how-tos, influence. We got the social proof. Okay, we go look at a product page. It's the same thing. Remember, we looked at the hook, ready to experience the ultimate flavor explosion. We got a hook right there. We got transaction, bundle, buy now, pay later. Function, talks about the ingredients, the use cases. You see how we're just stacking these ingredients everywhere on the website? Now we got an email. Look at this email, it has all the ingredients. Right at the top, transaction, free shipping over $40. We have a hook, the perfect excuse to eat in, speaking to a pain point or a desire. Function, flavorful Italian dressing. Transaction, we got a welcome offer. We got a brand attribute, support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, and influence over 600 5-star reviews. So you see, we're just offer stacking the heck out of everything. Does anybody feel like offer stacking something after this? Seen some nodding. we could do some offer stacking after this. That's what we're going to do. Okay, we got an ad now. Basically the same thing. We got a hook, add a burst of flavor to your dinners. We got function, quick and easy, influence, over 600 reviews, brand, from the owner video, transaction, free shipping. You get it how this is working. So now this is the key. This is the key. When you are offer stacking all these channels, you're not going to get much proof right away from your website. You may update your website every month, maybe. You're not going to get that much proof from your emails. The place that you're going to get the most proof, the quickest, is where? Ads. It's going to be ads. So we're going to serve up different versions of our offer stacking ads with a small budget to validate which ones are the fan favorites. And then we're going to learn that there's some losers that nobody's responding to the combination of those 5 ingredients, but they're responding to this one. So we're going to lean into the ones where people are responding. We're going to do some iterations of that. We're going to see if we can get a new winner. We're going to see if we can get a return on ad spend up to 4 or 5. And then we're going to scale the heck out of that thing once we do that. All right, so you can see they have 3 different versions of their offer stacked ads. And they all, like one of them leans into brand. It's all brand story and the founder story. The other one's a video from a customer, user-generated content. That one's all about influence. The one in the middle there is about an offer. It's talking about how easy it is to buy and the benefits, right? So this is what we did. This is what we did, is we basically took this company who had a lot of validation. We said, this is going to be a walk in the park. We're going to do all of these ingredients, and we're going to test which ones work. We're going to find ones that work, and we're going to scale them. Now, here's the kicker. Are you ready for this one? This is a kicker moment. It's a kicker. All of that copy that I showed you, all of it was done with ChatGPT. That's why it wasn't that good. But it was good enough to get us to $60K a month in less than 6 months. As long as you know what you are giving to ChatGPT, it can be very effective. So let's talk about that. Do you guys want these prompts? Yeah? Yeah? That was like, okay, let's get a woo if we want the prompts. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, we're going to talk about the prompts, okay? First thing that we need, right? We're going to create some hooks, which are about your customer, not you. So we need to input information about your avatar. And we have this like 4-question. I'm going to be sending you, I'm going to give you a link. You guys can download these prompts. It might be hard to read some of it, but I'm going to allow you to get all the prompts. But there's just 4 questions you would answer. What's the name of the customer? Steakhouse Sam. What's one activity they do directly with the product? Grilling meat at a Southern barbecue cookout. 3 activities they do that are related to the product: watching their favorite American football team, attending tailgate parties, visiting local markets. 2 values that they have. We really got to get this one in there. They like quick and easy, delicious meals that create a steakhouse vibe, family, and their American roots. They love creating a welcoming atmosphere that encourages people to come together. You get the idea. So you're going to fill out those 4 questions, and you're basically going to create this ChatGPT prompt right here. And we're going to say, write me a 3-sentence customer avatar blurb with this information. And we copy and paste the answers, the questions and the answers that I just showed you. And it's going to give you a little blurb about the avatar that's pretty good. And it's going to say, Steakhouse Sam is this kind of guy. He's got these family values. He likes these ingredients. He likes the barbecuing. So we got a good avatar blurb. That's the first step, is we're getting that avatar blurb. We got the avatar blurb right here if you want to read it. Steakhouse Sam is a true barbecue enthusiast, regularly grilling meat. The second thing that you need to do, so we got the product, or the avatar, now we need to define what the product is. And you want to make sure that you include 1 brand attribute in your description and 1 function attribute. So it says, the product is Italian dressing and marinade made by an American family-owned small business that can be used for not just salad, but marinating meat, pickling, and dipping sauce. So we could have just said it's a marinade or Italian dressing, but we added a function attribute. We said it could be used for marinating meat, pickling, and dipping. We also included a brand attribute saying it's an American family that founded this company. Okay, so we got now the avatar blurb that we created with ChatGPT. We got the product description that we created ourselves, and now we're going to input it back into ChatGPT here. And we're going to say, you are making a detailed before and after grid. This is another kicker. I didn't even create that before and after grid. ChatGPT created the entire before and after grid. And we gave it instructions on how to do it. My genius colleague Dawson in the pink jumpsuit back there actually created this prompt. And the prompt basically says, we're going to create the before and after grid. It's going to have 5 rows. They're going to be based on have and feel and average day and status and good versus evil. And it's going to talk about the before and after of the customer before they bought the product. And guess what? ChatGPT created the exact before and after grid that I showed you guys earlier. So that was word for word what we got out of ChatGPT. We took word for word what we got out of ChatGPT. We offer stacked it onto the homepage, the product page, the collection pages, the emails, and the ads. So we wanted it to be a challenge. I have so many Shopify stores who tell me like, it's got to be so difficult. It's got to be so hard. I'm like, as long as you have validation and proof of concept, I'm going to show you that we'll take the challenge. Free theme, cell phone videos, photos. Did you notice that photo that was on the homepage of their website? That was my partner Simon taking a picture in his backyard with his cell phone with his son eating the salad. Right? Pretty simple. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to create hooks in the before and after grid. So we're going to say, from the before and after grid, we need you to pull 15 hooks. 5 are going to be a challenge, 5 are going to be a question, 5 are going to be a statement. Boom. It pulls out a whole bunch of hooks. I pull out 3 that I like. One's about status, become the undisputed king of the barbecue pit. Another one's about have, dare to adventure beyond run-of-the-mill barbecue seasonings. Another one's about the average day, experience the thrill at your next barbecue. Okay, step 2, now we're going to flush out the TBAF value attributes. They're about your business, which means we need inputs from your customer. So we did this. We went to ChatGPT and we said, take these 50 customer testimonials and tell us why customers love to shop from us the most. They're going to give us a whole bunch of reasons. I'm going to pull out 4. TBAF value attributes, right? Transaction, they said, I like saving when bundling, one of them said in a testimonial. Brand attribute, they said, it's a family business. We appreciate supporting a family business. One's about influence. They say it was recommendations from family and friends. They said that in the testimonial. One was about versatility. It says, not only great for salad, but as a marinade for meat and a finish for veggies, all about function. So we got the TBAF value attributes right out of the customer testimonials. In step 3, we're going to input everything that we just got into ChatGPT to ask it to create content for us. So we got our hooks that we got from ChatGPT. We got the TBAF value attributes. We're going to put them into this offer stack grid right here. And then we're going to go into ChatGPT and we're going to say, this is the avatar blurb. Create a Facebook ad for a Shopify store that sells Italian dressing to the above avatar using the following ingredients. And we list out the TBAF value attributes and we say format this for a Facebook ad, use this many words. You get the idea. It gives us a Facebook ad. Okay, you're going to get these prompts. Then we have one that was all about a Klaviyo email. We're going to create a Klaviyo email. Here's the avatar. Here's the store. Here's the ingredients. Format it for email in Klaviyo. Include a subject line, preview text, and a compelling opening hook. Gives us a Klaviyo email. Okay? And this, folks, we're running close to the end here, but I'm going to give you these prompts right away. This is how we did it. We took the challenge. It doesn't need to be that difficult, but if you use these 5 ingredients in the right combination, you're gonna get some really good sales, okay? So you guys now have the sales pitch formula. Is anybody excited to use this thing? Yeah. Okay, in this short amount of time, we went through it pretty quick, but we've grown a lot of stores using this exact thing. So you have the power to create hooks using the before and after grid. You could stack so much perceived value in your product using the TBIF value attributes that your customer would be silly to say no. You're able to combine these 5 ingredients in a way that's easier than making an omelet, and you're gonna offer stack your homepage, product page, emails, collection pages, and ads. And last but not least here, I'm going to share with you the prompts, because if you don't do nothing, you're not gonna make a change. So there it is, folks. You can follow that QR code. The URL is merchantmastery.io/Vegas. Thanks so much, you guys, for being very engaged. Hope you're having an amazing time at Traffic and Conversion Summit. If you guys want to chat with me, I'm going to be whipping over to the Merchant Mastery booth. You can follow Dawson and Jamie in the pink jumpsuits. We'll be heading over there, down to talk for days. Enjoy the rest of the conference, everybody. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Scott Cunningham, everyone.